It is, it's your boy Dutch the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. On today's episode of Prison Stories Uncut, we back up Hagerstown, RCI, Roxborough track on that farm with it, man. Now, this situation took place over 20 some odd years ago, right? They had me up there trapped on that farm. And I can remember this was like 2005 because it was pre-NBA years. This happened right before the NBA law went into full effect, right? Now, I remember I had a bunk buddy, Big Joe, he had went home on this day. Shorty had a 20-year bid, did like 16 and a half on it. Mandatory out, did his time. But before he slid, he left me mad shit. CD player, headphones, CDs, all this food, all this hygiene products. So I was Gucci. So when he left, I went on here, put my mattress on the bottom, because when I moved in the cell, he already had the bottom bunk. So I went on here, switched that up, put my mattress on the bottom bunk, cleaned the cell up, got the cell nice and right. Now I'm in a single man dingo. But that shit ain't last, because later on that night, they moved a nigga right in my cell. Old head, look like you get high for real that time. They moved him in my cell, put his ass right on that top bunk. I'm like, damn, I ain't even get to have cell to myself for a whole night. Moved a nigga straight in there. But that's how it be on that farm. Them cells don't stay empty forever. You might have a single cell cut with AIDS. Soon as somebody come off lockup or come from DOC, they put the ass right in there with you. But anyway, so they moved him in my cell. He was an old head, you feel me? Had a little size to him. He get to talk. He telling me he from over East Baltimore, out them trenches. I'm like, oh yeah, me too. He get to talk. He knows some people I know. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So when he tells me where I from, nothing, I'm like, oh yeah, my father neighborhood for real. So now I'm starting to look at him like, oh, all right, we're from around my fatherhood for real. Slim might be cool peoples, but he definitely had that look like he was thanging uptown, like he was putting that smack uptown. So one thing about me, he came on a tiered commissary day. You feel me? So one thing about me, I'm a good nigga. I look out. I make sure my bunk buddy eat. By him just coming into jail, he ain't had no food or nothing like that. So I went on here, went to commissary, came back, blessed him. Threw a couple soups on his bed, bag of chips, little jug of juice. Tell him, man, hold that for the night. We're going to eat tonight. We're going to hook up, you feel me? He like, oh, man, good looking, man. Appreciate that, you know what I mean? He like, man, I ain't got nobody uptown. I was like, man, we in the cell together. That ain't nothing. So they wrapped the commissary up. Everybody get their food and stuff. Lock us in for shift change. We had prepped our food before we came in and stuff like that, right? So he was crushing the noodles. I'm cutting up the onions and green peppers I done bought from a nigga out the kitchen. You know how a nigga doing the joint. We getting it together. Jack, mackerel, steak, fish, you know what I mean? Some sausage. I'm cutting all this up, prepping all this while he crushing the noodles, right? Ready to stir fry together. So while we prepping the food, we get to talking about the neighborhood, right? And he admits to me he was uptown thanging. He was uptown fucking with that booger sugar, that's smart. So without me even asking him, he gets to telling me all these stories about how he gets his money to get his gate shot. He can get out the gate every day. He gets to telling me these stories of how he be stealing and doing all this shit, right? I'm dying laughing in the cell. He got me cracking up. We had a good old laugh. But one of them stories wasn't too funny. I'm cutting up the summer sausage. Then he get to mentioning the warehouse back there, like 29th, 30th, and Jennifer back there. Now, as soon as he say something about the warehouse, light go off in my head automatically. Because that's my father's warehouse. He owned that building. I remember when he bought it, the building didn't have a roof on it. The man bought it, fixed it up, put a roof on it, and now it's a warehouse. So I know what my father had to do to get that building together, and I know how much he spent getting that building together. He a contractor. Long story short, this man get to telling me about how he broke in my father's warehouse and stole all this plumbing equipment and electrical equipment. Got a big payday off all that copper he took up out of there. I'm listening to the story in disbelief. Oh, yeah? Wait a minute. So I get to ask him questions like, how you get in there? He tell me how he got the bolt cutters, cut the locks. Talking about really broke my people's shit. So once he told me that, I started getting mad on the inside, right? But I ain't show it to him. I ain't let him see it. I remember calling home and my people telling me about that break-in, right? So now knowing Slim wasn't even locked up that long. He must have just came from DOC and came right up there. You see what I'm saying? So me knowing that my peoples was upset about this shit and the amount of stuff that they lost out the warehouse, oh no, it's get back season. So now I'm thinking to myself like, man, fuck all that wreck coming off a wreck, all of that. I'm ready to set it off. So I get up off the toilet because I was sitting on the toilet like it was a chair, cutting up the food and stuff like that, right? I grabbed one of my towels from off the top locker, cover the window up in the cell, block the window. So I guess that confused him, me covering the window up, right? So he get to asking me like, oh, you ready to take a shit, so buddy? You gotta take a shit? I'm like, nah, but you might. He looking at me like, what? I'm like, yo, that warehouse you broke in? That was my father's shit, nigga. Well, he get the, oh no, man, that was, man, I was going through something that ain't like that, da-da-da-da. As soon as he said that shit, I just rushed him. And on the way over there, I ended up knocking the fool shit on the floor. Fuck all that, put hands, feet straight on. He was so scared, he was trying to stop me from hitting me and started hitting me back. Pieced his ass up, busted shit. Then he start curling up on the bottom bunk. He get on the bottom bunk, curl up in like a fetal position. I whip out the blink. I straight tell him, man, you're not sleeping in my cell. Get out my cell, man. Get on that door. Bang on that door. Tell the police you want to get the fuck up out of here, man. Yo hopped up quick. Bang on that door. She pop the cell. You can hear the female officer over the intercom, like, what cell is that? What cell? He like, cell 9, pop cell 9. She popped the door. He run out the cell and shit. Everybody in the door looking like, what the fuck just happened, right? Because everybody know this nigga just came on the tee and got beat already. Everybody looking like, what the fuck does do to yo? I'm standing in the door looking like, thought you had a friend.